Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This report and video is going to be about SmackDown, NXT, and WWE News, and of course the Internet superstars. And Alex Riley returning to SmackDown TV. Get to see him live on TV. Welcome back, a-rye. And he's also on NXT. Yeah, check the results coming here. But first, as normal, some WWE news. R-Truth teased that he's getting some new entrance music, and it's in the works, and he's got a new t-shirt. Little Jimmy told me to wear his new t-shirt. Truth wrote on Twitter. Now he's telling me to do new entrance music with his name on it. Follow him on Twitter at twitter.com Ron Killings / Ron Killing. I wish little Jimmy would tell R-Truth to abandon that bad comedy and show us more of the edge we were seeing from his character at times during his heel run. New entrance music is rarely cause for a new news item, but he thought of not hearing the tired "What's Up" song ever again brought a big smile to my face. I must add that it's not the right time for R-Truth to get crunk. I have no desire to watch Eve dance like a bad dance team member to do his new entrance theme. And like a fan commented yesterday on Twitter about Eve. Well, the fan asked his brother that does Eve even have any entrance music anymore? That she's always coming out with somebody else. WWE legend, the Honky Tonk Man, was asked by a Twitter follower whether he will be part of the Legends House reality show. He says, "No, I haven't been contacted." One of Honky's Twitter team members responded, Roddy Piper started this rumor about HTM in the Legends House. No beef with Piper. Follow Honky on Twitter at twitter.com /official HTM. Boo! Honky showing the other cast members his legendary dine and dash tricks alone would be comedy gold. The Rock is advertised for the WWE Raw TV event that takes place on March the 12th in Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks to at ProWrestling.net follower. The Rock is also advertised for the Cleveland Raw and the March 26th edition of Raw in Atlanta, GA. That's the Atlanta show. The Atlanta Raw is the go-home show before WrestleMania 28. It's possible he will be added to additional shows, as I will report later on, because I believe it's March the 5th coming. But as of now, those are the only shows advertised between now and WrestleMania. And WWE has released a new authentic R-Truth t-shirt officially on WWE.com featuring Little Jimmy. Truth indicated on Twitter today that he would be recording a new theme song to go along with his Little Jimmy t-shirt that he's going to be wearing to events. The website posted the following update on Zack Ryder this afternoon from his injury angle from last night. Well, Zack Ryder remains hospitalized after being chokeslammed by Kane through the stage on Monday's Raw Super Show. Upon further examination by WWE medical personnel, the former United States champion has suffered a herniated disc as a result of the fall. Well, the reporter from last night failed to complete his full report because he didn't mention the dark match from Raw last night. So, another fan named Benjamin Leatherman and Mobez Rock attended Monday's WWE Raw and sent in reports on the dark match main event, as I got it off of a different site. After Raw went off the air, Dolph Ziggler stayed in the ring, and John Laurinaitis got on the mic and announced that CM Punk will defend his title against Dolph Ziggler. Well, that match took place just at that point. Well, Punk defeated Dolph to retain the WWE Championship. Dolph had the upper hand in the beginning and looked like a legitimate threat to Punk. Of course, Punk ended up retaining his title with a GTS. Surprisingly, most of the crowd stayed for the entire dark match. After the match, Kane came out looking like he was going to attack Punk, While Kane was walking to the ring, John Cena came out and ambushed Kane. Cena didn't last long as Kane choked Cena. Kane was leaving but decided to come back to try the tombstone, but Cena countered with the Attitude Adjustment as the crowd seemed pro Cena during the post-show Raw segment. Cena then posed and shook hands with the ringside fans to end the crowd. To send some of the fans home happy. Justin Roberts officially closed the show. The SmackDown tapings tonight took place in Tucson, Arizona at the Tucson Arena. The show will feature the television return of Randy Orton, who actually returned to action at the live event on Sunday in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Plus, Big Show will make his first comment since the incident with AJ. The talent pool listed for tonight's SmackDown taping event by the WWE website features only about 10 people. Randy Orton, Big Show, Cody Rhodes, Mark Henry, Sheamus, Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Hunico, Ted DiBiase, Alicia Fox, and Natalya. Well, that was 11. The late Mike Awesome, a.k.a. Michael Alfonso, former ECW fame and brief WWE, and he did have some a stint in WCW. I think he was a natural born thriller as well in WCW. He was born on this date in 1965. He died February 17, 2007. Awesome took his own life at his home in Tampa, Florida. If you're looking for some great Awesome footage, check out some of his ECW matches with Spike Dudley, who took some amazing bumps that helped make Awesome look like a monster. Japanese pro wrestling legend Akira Maeda turned 53 years old today. He was born January 24th, 1959. While WWE is hoping that Rey Mysterio will be back in time for WrestleMania 28, the talk is that they will keep him off Raw and SmackDown until after the big pay-per-view. So why leave him off the event unless he's still hurting and completely recovered, or not completely recovered from the injuries? So I don't think he's actually recovered yet and that's the biggest pay-per-view of the year and payoff for everybody. And it would even bring ratings to the program as well as some ticket sales. Well, independent women's wrestler Buggy Nova had a WWE tryout last week against AJ Lee at last week's Raw tapings in Anaheim, California. I believe I did some of this report about this woman. I didn't get a name of the mystery indie wrestler, but now I'm giving the name since I found it tonight. She was also at the SmackDown tapings in Las Vegas as well from last week. As I noted yesterday, independent wrestler Lizzie Valentine recently filmed a commercial with WWE superstar Sheamus. Well, Buggy Nova was also had appeared in that commercial. Well, brief TNA news. They returned to Biloxi, Mississippi on March 15th at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Tickets go on sale February 3rd for that event. And you can check that out by Ticketmaster. WWE returns to Chattanooga, Tennessee at McKenzie Arena on May 6th. Thanks to Devin Cutting of Pro Wrestling Events.tk for those two items. The following matches are listed for 11 p.m. Central Time, airing of the AWA on ESPN Classic. The Lumberjacks versus Tom Stone and JT Carson. Colonel LeBeers versus John Pistolka. Buck Zumhofe versus W.T. Jones. Jake Milleham and Tommy Jammer versus Johnny Stewart and a member of the Destruction Crew. Killer versus Curtis Hughes. I believe that's Mr. Hughes' character that he was wrestling with the AWA when he came to WWE. You know, the bodyguard black guy character. Well, I believe that's him. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong on that. According to The Rock, he will be live in Boston on March 5th for the Raw Super Show. and that is John Cena's hometown. Rock says he wouldn't miss the Boston for the world, and being in Cena's hometown, things should get interesting. As noted before, The Rock has also been advertised for the March 12th Raw Super Show from Cleveland and the March 26th WrestleMania Go Home Show. So, take it from that, he takes 1 week off after that to go to the... He'll be on it 2 weeks in a row and then miss a week and then be on the one before WrestleMania. Well, dark match before tonight's WWE tapings in Tucson, Arizona, saw Ryback Skip Sheffield defeat 3 local wrestlers in a handicap match. No names were given. Match tape for Tuesday night from tonight, Tucson, Arizona, for this week's episode of NXT. Well, first of all, I got the advertised matches were Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex. Heath Slater versus Trent Beretta. Titus O'Neil versus Percy Watson. Well, the way they did the show on that one, it didn't come up. In other words, they had made it during the show. Well, here's the results. The Usos defeated Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex. Didn't say how. Heath Slater defeated Trent Beretta. Didn't say how. Titus O'Neil came out for a promo, but was interrupted by Percy Watson, and a match was made. Titus O'Neil then defeated Percy Watson. After the match, Titus O'Neil attacked Percy until Alex Riley made the save. What? Alex Riley on NXT. As I said earlier, Alex made a debut on NXT again. Well, are they putting him back on NXT? There's a never-ending redemption season. Well, an additional match featuring Jinder Mahal versus Tyson Kidd was taped for Superstars. So that's the advertised Superstars match. Well, Chris Curley attended the WWE SmackDown taping and sent the following report on the WWE Superstars taping. Jinder Mahal defeated Tyson Kidd. Jinder won by tap out with a camel clutch. And 2 guys, Chris Curley and Mark Perez, were at SmackDown tapings in Tucson, Arizona. Well, it's all of it. NXT, Superstars, and SmackDown. They are sending in separate reports that were being combined into a single report as I am reading it here below. Lillian Garcia introduced Michael Cole and Booker T. Got the major heat. Cole got the major heat. Well, Big Show starts off the show with cheers to start off. Cut a promo apologizing to AJ. People started chanting, "It's okay, it's okay." His promo was about how, as a kid, he hurt others because he was so big, and how he thought that was all behind him. He said that after what happened with AJ, he doesn't feel like he has a heart to go on with his career. Well, Daniel Bryan came out to disrupt him. The crowd chanted, "It's your fault." Bryan got on Big Show for putting AJ in the hospital. Bryan slapped Show and told him to leave. Show enraged, and he pushed Bryan in the corner and got in his face. Well, this brought out Mark Henry, and he came out to remind Big Show and Bryan that they have a triple threat match, a cage match. He said he doesn't care about their problems. Teddy Long came out and said there is already a main event for the night, and it's Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. The other match he made for the night was Big Show versus Mark Henry. Well, the way the report was done, they actually had the main event during the first hour of competition. And then right after that announcement was made, they cut to a video that showed how Orton was injured and hyped his return for later on in the evening. Match number 1, Cody Rhodes defeated Justin Gabriel in a non-title match. Rhodes won with Crossroads. Surprisingly, Cody got some cheers. Teddy Long and Santino talked backstage. Santino wanted to team with Yoshitatsu to form a new tag team, Santoshi. Drew McIntyre entered and Teddy told him he's on his last straw. Long told McIntyre he has to face Sheamus. Well, during a commercial break, Lillian gets a lot of hoots and hollers. Okay, match number 2, Sheamus defeated Drew McIntyre. Well, this makes Drew McIntyre's 4th loss. McIntyre came out to cheers. I didn't expect that. Sheamus entered to a huge pop. McIntyre looked aggressive as was Sheamus most of the match. Sheamus won with a bro kick. Poor McIntyre, he can't catch a break. Match number 3, Epico and Primo defeated Santino Marella and Yoshitatsu. Epico and Primo won by Primo's finisher, probably backstabber. Backstage, Daniel Bryan told Mark Henry that he respects him. He said everyone knows Henry can pin Big Show, and said he needs to go out there, hurt him, and teach him a lesson. Well, next up was Wade Barrett came out, cut a promo. He spoke of Orton being back, but said he is returning as a broken man. Orton came out to a huge pop. Match number 4, like I said, during the first hour, Randy Orton fought Wade Barrett to a no contest. Orton got on Barrett quickly and beat him down. Referees came out to break up the fight, but they couldn't break it up. Well, you got superstars coming from the back to break it up. Well, all of them got the RKO except for Santino, I believe. Trent Beretta, Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, and Jimmy Uso all came out to break it up. Barrett ran off. Orton RKO'd all the other guys in the ring. Match number 5, Hunico with Camacho defeated Ted DiBiase. Hunico won using his finisher and was cheered. Afterwards, Hunico and Camacho beat on DiBiase and worked over his injured wrist. Next up was the Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay defeating Alex Riley. There's your match for Alex Riley for SmackDown. So, has Alex returned to SmackDown after all this missing of Raw lately? Well, Clay seems to be really getting over now. He won after a-rye tried for a dance-off. Match number 7, your main event. Oksana defeated Natalya in like 2 seconds. Quick roll up. Natty beat up Oksana afterwards and put her in a sharpshooter. Well, Tamina came out for the save and performed the Samoan drop and then the super splash on Natalya. And that concluded the tapings for SmackDown. Well, update on some news about McIntyre. There's some confusion as to whether or not Drew McIntyre was fired tonight at the tapings, because during the dark match main event, then there's no word yet on how it went. He was a lumberjack in the main event, because he made him a lumberjack during the match, and it doesn't even say who was in the main event. So apparently his firing wasn't effective until after the show was over. And some Chris Jericho news. This coming Saturday, the day before Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho will be at the D1 training facility in Tampa, Florida. D1 is the new facility owned by a combination of athletes, Chris Jericho himself, Tim Tebow, Chipper Jones, and Derek Brooks. The first 50 people to register at the new facility will get to work out with Y2J Chris Jericho. And that concludes my show for this week. And stay tuned and don't forget, the Royal Rumble will be Sunday. And I will give the results as soon as it's over. So stay tuned for those results on Sunday evening, right after the pay-per-view. Probably take about an hour, because it is supposedly a 3-hour show. Like the Gilligan's Island song says, it's a 3-hour tour. Well, it's a 3-hour show for normal pay-per-views. Well, that ends my ranting and raving, and thanks for viewing. Again, stay tuned for your results for the Royal Rumble on Sunday.